George from NBA Hockey.
I'm Jeff from NHL Analysis.
I'm Jack from Puck Analytics.
And you're listening to Triple Shift. It's good to have Jeff back. I'm glad he takes some time out of his busy schedule to entertain all you guys.
To be back.
We got a heck of an episode today. Obviously, we're going to start with the Tom Wilson news, which has pretty well all broken now, which is kind of nice. I think that's the first that we've actually had something break like on recording day instead of like right afterwards. So if you guys hadn't seen the clip, Tom Wilson in the game against the Rangers got into I guess a scrum in front of the net, and where he like was beating on Pavel Buchnevich, I guess is the best way to put it, while he was on the ice, and then Panarin stepped in, hopped on his back, and then they got into it. Wilson ended up ripping Panarin down to the ice by his hair and just kind of throwing him down. And the NHL decided to fine a repeat offender $5,000 for the entire incident. And actually, well, the way they worded it was $5,000 for the Buchnevich play. They didn't mention anything about the Panarin one, so technically we could still see something from the NHL, but I doubt it.
No, we're not going to.
Yeah. What were you guys' thoughts on the news as it broke?
He could have ended two players' careers last night. It's crazy to think that the NHL just doesn't give a shit about their player safety at all. It's so, can't even put it into words how stupid they are sometimes.
Yeah, just to echo that, for me, it's Gary Bettman can't say that he cares about player safety and then have a guy like George Peros running the player safety department.
Yeah.
One, because it's a massive like boys club move, and Peros is like he was a goon in the end, like he's an absolute buffoon. But he's like also, yeah. There's like no consistency. It's just, I mean, we've ragged on Peros. I mean, entirety of the NHL community has ragged on Peros for 4 years now, I think, is when he started as the head of player safety, and nothing's gotten better. So I guess the question would be, when does it become Gary Bettman's fault for allowing this to happen? Which I don't know. I mean, it has to be soon, because this is ridiculous. Like it's getting to the point now where it's just you're expecting it, and that can't happen.
Yeah, I mean, like the Department of Player Safety has been a joke for years. Like we're talking about almost 20 years ago that the Paul Kariya incident happened. And obviously, concussion protocol and everything's different from that. But that was 20 years ago, and we're still having issues with the Department of Player Safety handing out getting hits like that out of the game and getting plays like that out of the game. And we're not talking about, like, this isn't the Connor McDavid issue where he had never been suspended before and like whatever, he's a star player, like I understand, but even then, give McDavid a game. But that's not the issue here. We're talking about a guy who's been suspended multiple times in the past, including a 20-game suspension, which I think they ended up changing to 14 because he appealed it. But even still, like, we're talking about a guy who's been suspended multiple times, and like this is not anything new for Tom Wilson, and I don't really see any kind of world in which this is allowed. Like, this should be allowed, and a lot of the pushback from frankly Capitals fans has been that, oh well, the Rangers should have had somebody step in and help them, that the league's too soft. It's like, well, first of all, Panarin literally jumped in to save Pavel Buchnevich, and isn't it like
and he got ripped down?
Yeah, literally. And like, it's supposed to be the Department of Player Safety's job to protect their players, not New York Rangers. Like, that's why the department is there. It's not.
The player's goal shouldn't be to have to defend their players from someone that's trying to kill them out there. Like, Panarin shouldn't have to step in and try to fight Tom Wilson because the player safety won't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it comes down to the whole should fighting be allowed in the NHL argument, because if it wasn't, then the refs automatically step into that scrum and none of this happens. and we're talking like whatever. That's the end of it. But and I get that that's another argument. But like if the Department of Player Safety isn't going to come down and protect their players, then yeah, the players are going to have to. That's just the reality of it. And if they're not going to do their job properly, then you're going to end up with situations like this where a star player is coming in to defend another player on the team, and then his season's over. And if Panarin's head hits the ice first on that play, we're probably talking about another Steve Downey incident where his career might be over. And there's certainly a chance that his life could have ended on that play if he landed a specific way. And like that brings up the question is if this would have paralyzed Panarin, which is very much a possibility, does the suspension change? And now we're having a discussion about the result matters more than the actual play itself, which is a very dangerous road to go down when it comes to plays like this.
He could have killed Booch too. He had his stick under his neck and then hit him in the head. That could broke his neck. Like, it's a joke. $5,000 is all you do when he could have ended 2 careers last night. That's so stupid.
Yeah, here's my thing. I don't think you can't have it both ways, right? If you want to get rid, I know there are people that want to get rid of fighting, and the only way you're going to do that is if you're really thinking about head trauma and CTE and all that stuff, there's 2 roads you go down. It's one, you ban fighting, which is not the road I would want to go down personally, but from a protective point of view, it's one that you would consider at least. Or you destroy the Department of Player Safety from the top to the bottom and then just revamp it. And that's the road that you need. I mean, that's the road that they should go down, whether they want to or not. It's just an absolute joke of a branch of the NHL. Like, it's an absolute embarrassment. And, like, you can't have it both ways. You can't get rid of fighting and then fix the Department of Player Safety. Because, I mean, it's like players are going to take it into their own hands if the Department of Player Safety can't do their jobs right, which is what's happening right now. I mean, the Rangers literally tweeted that George Parros should be fired, and I 100% agree with it. And I read that tweet and I was like applauding in my car. Like, that is exactly what needed to be said, and I am 100% in support of the Rangers for that. It's an absolute bombshell of a tweet, and I love it. But, like, there needs to be more of that. Nothing is going to change unless there's more of that. It's what needs to happen. And I don't if that means George Parros getting fired, if that means everybody getting fired and then adding a whole new staff, like, it needs to change, because you can't have guys like Artemi Panarin, who brings in money for the league because he plays in a big market and he's a superstar. Can't have him going down with an injury because a guy like Tom Wilson fucking slammed his head into the ice. Like that, it literally, like Jack said, it literally could have killed him. And I'm adamant that Tom Wilson should have been suspended. He should be banned for a year. Like that is ridiculous. And I mean, I know people that have had head problems because of exact plays like that. They've had their head slammed into the ice before, and they've had CTE because of it. Like, it is not good, and it's an absolute joke that Wilson got off with, like, however low of a percentage it is of his salary, like 0.00 something. Like, he just it's like charity work. Like, it means nothing to him.
Why should he even be allowed to play in the league? Like, he's a danger to every single player at all times when he's out there. You don't know what he's going to do, and he's done the most stupid shit ever. Why is he still allowed to play? I don't get that. Like, why are you just going to let other players get hurt? Like, how long does it take before you make a change in that?
I genuinely believe that the only way that they're going to suspend Tom Wilson for a year or for permanently is if he kills somebody. I'm not even kidding.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've been there.
I'm not even kidding you.
He'd get jail time or something. That's the only reason why he would be out, because he'd face jail time.
Like we've been here though. Like we've had like the Steve Downey incident, and Bertuzzi got what? I think he got 40 games for that. I think.
Yeah, and he also got sued a shit ton.
Well, yeah, but that was private. That wasn't like the league. Like we've been here and nothing. Like I mean, Bertuzzi missed half the season, and Steve Downey's career ended. Like, I get that was 20 years ago, but again, like now we're getting to discussion of the result
of the
play.
At the point where it changes.
Well, yeah, exactly. But like the result of the play seems to matter more than the play itself, and that's such a dangerous road to go down because it's like, well, but he didn't die. Like,
yeah,
like that's the counter argument. Like that's bullshit. Like
rent free. That's I mean, like on Twitter, it's just a gif of Tom Wilson lifting the cup. That's another argument.
Yeah, and
free and that is the ridiculous.
Did the Capitals post something on Instagram like that?
Apparently, the Capitals
posted
yeah. I think so.
Capitals Twitter posted a meme.
Yeah, I saw that on Instagram.
It says at Capitals chooses and then like an emoji and it says violence and then it's one of those stupid memes where it has like different sections of Wilson.
Yeah.
And then it's like the best goal scorer in the league is his skate, and then the rest of his body is rent free with like the angry face, and then his head is just sheesh. So and that was they deleted the tweet.
Oh yeah, they deleted it on Instagram too. You'd have to.
The ratio.
They probably got fired. I bet.
Yeah, like that's insane. Like, it's
that's making
insane.
fun of. Making fun of someone who almost got a career-ending injury.
Yeah. By the way, I don't think like we won't actually know any of the long-term effects of this play until like later. Like Panarin could still get CT because of that. Like we don't know.
Yeah.
It's literally been a day. Like, yeah, like he's not dead, obviously, but like
his face did or his head did hit the ice first.
Yeah, like thankfully his shoulder hit first, but we literally
like his
don't
head
know
was right there.
What the result of this is gonna be. Like, and fucking Tom Wilson's gonna play tomorrow. Like, it's just insane. It's crazy. I
did the math. Yeah, the $5,000 fine is 0.000967 of his salary.
Like that's fucking insane. Like he's been suspended this year already. Like
7 games too.
We're not talking about like.
And Carlo just made his debut too last night.
No, you know that Paris didn't want to suspend him for that. You know that, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's insane,
ridiculously stupid.
See, this is what I think the Department of Player Safety do, and this is kind of a joke. But like, and obviously, like, I'm not trying to make light of this, but I think like this also kind of makes sense. I think they should get somebody like Martin St. Louis to run the Department of Player Safety because like literally any kind of borderline illegal hit probably would end his career because of his size, and that's what we need. We need somebody who like would actually get injured based on these plays to make the calls on the suspensions because he knows what it's like. Like, there's no point in having like 6'5" George Peros making these calls because like the guy's a brick. Like we need somebody who's like super light and would actually like these kind of plays would affect him.
Get Paul
in the
Kariya.
game. That's what I mean. Yeah, get fucking Paul Kariya to run the Department of Player. There you go. Like get Mark Savard to do it. Like get somebody like enough of this like bullshit having like enforcers run the department because like Colin Campbell did it for forever and then he like blackmailed a ref into like not calling plays on his son. Like it was bullshit. This department's so, and like Tom Wilson's the NHLPA rep for the Capitals, so none of this shit's gonna change. Like it's
really,
yeah, like he's literally their their NHLPA rep. It's insane.
I was actually some of my colleagues at the Hockey Writers were talking about it, and they were asking if NHL if the rest of the NHLPA reps for the teams voted Wilson off, could they actually do that? Like if it was a unanimous vote,
I don't think
so. I think the MLBPA can do that.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's nominated by the team though. So I'm not sure how. Honestly, I have no idea how the.
Why
NHL
would you pick
works.
Tom Wilson to do that?
Would be the guy for that, just because he's super fun.
Well, no, but you want somebody who's gonna like push whatever. Like that's like he's gonna push the agenda of the team. Like he's gonna make sure that he can stay in the league. Like that's obviously like, hey, I don't even know who the other NHLPA reps are, but I'm pretty sure they're not all just captains. Like, I guarantee you there's more than just Tom Wilson as, like, scumbag players on the NHLPA. I'm going to look it up right now.
I mean, there's not really more scummy players than Tom Wilson in the NHL right now.
Also, did you guys see, I know you did, George, Ryan Whitney's tweet?
God. Oh,
no, I didn't see it.
Dude's an absolute fucking cupcake. Like, I swear to God.
And, like, I tweeted this out.
30-year-old man fake crying on Twitter.
Really? I didn't see it.
Oh, it pissed me off, and like I get, and like I'm not like one of those people who just hates Barstool. Like, I understand their market like value. I get like their brand. I appreciate what they do for sports, because they are a very big influential piece of the sports media, and I'm not going to deny that. But like their brand is to put out nonsensical bullshit takes, and people look, and like Spitting Chicklets is the biggest fucking hockey podcast in the world. Like, people look at that podcast as actual, like, reasonable takes. And that's a huge issue in the NHL fan base, because it isn't. Like, nothing, like, if you listen to what they talk about on those podcasts, some of their interviews are entertaining and fun. Like, the Brian Burke one they did, like, a year and a half ago was really good. But a lot of the shit they actually talk about in the NHL is nonsense. And it is the number one hockey podcast in the world. Like, that's what people are listening to. I
just looked at that tweet. He sounds so dumb.
It's insane. I get it. Like, the brand, and that's what people don't understand, is the brand of Barstool is exactly what he tweeted out. Like, as a brand move, I get where he's coming. Like, I understand the take. But people look at you as a legitimate hockey source, and you aren't. Like,
even funnier is that, like, somehow conflated GMs wanting Tom Wilson on their team with Tom Wilson being an absolute piece of shit. Like, it's like, well, guys, just let's ignore the whole he slammed Buchnevich's face in the ice, and then he slammed a helmetless Aaron onto the ice. GMs would want that on their team. Like, no. I mean, I'm sure they might.
If Tom Wilson wasn't such a prick, I would want him on my team.
Yeah, like, GMs, you know what? I think he's right. I think GMs would want a guy like Tom Wilson on their team, not because he's an idiot and does that stuff. I think they would want him on their team because he's a damn good hockey player and has proven that time and time again. If he was willing to change his act, which he said he was, but he clearly isn't. If he was willing to change and prove that he could, yeah, I'd want him on my team. But no, I don't want a guy that could possibly risk being suspended every single game because he has a hot temper. No, I don't want that guy on my team, and I don't think I'd ever want anyone like that on my team ever. Like,
how's he going to change? He obviously has temper issues where he can't control himself, as shown as last night. Like, he's not going to change.
Like, it's just I don't understand how people can, like, put those issues in even the same category. Not even like an issue, but put those things in like the same category. Like, how you can somehow correlate one to the other. I just don't understand it. It's like, I'm not gonna, like, if Ryan Reeves or you know what? Here, I'm gonna go. If Philip Forsberg was like a super dirty player and like let's say he did what Tom Wilson did and he was like a repeat offender. He had the same resume as Tom Wilson. I might want him on my team if I'm a GM. That doesn't mean that he's not an asshole that is a danger to almost everyone on the ice outside of maybe Matt Martin and Ryan Reeves and like the bigger enforcers that are actually in his weight class. Like, I don't understand it. It's just kind of a dumb take in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the NHLPA reps right now. There's a couple like significant names. Like McDavid is the alternate rep for the Oilers kind of thing, but a lot of them are like third line grinder kind of guys. Like, there really isn't a ton of like, I think Logan Couture is probably the biggest like main rep for a team, but you have guys like, I mean, Zach Hyman, like whatever, middle six forward. Alex Killorn's on here. So it's not like Alex Tuck. There isn't a ton of like huge names. Brady Tkachuk's on here. Like Paul Byron, Keith Yandel, Matt Roy, Ian Cole, Luke Glendening. Like, we're not talking about like Jason Dickinson. Connor Murphy, Matt Calvert. Like, we're not talking about like huge.
Why is it full of like just random players? Like, it's the most.
Like,
it's not based on anything. They just took their fourth line forwards and put
because nobody gives a shit. It's the fucking NHLPA. Like, nobody cares.
Well, that and they're usually like the third line, fourth line guys. They might not be the best, but they're usually good locker room guys. Like I know Rocco Grimaldi, for example. He's not the greatest player. He's a guy that puts in effort every night, and he's a great locker room guy. And I'm sure that's why those guys were nominated, not really for their on-ice play, but more that they're a good presence in the room and good communicators and stuff like that.
Yeah, Tom Wilson had 8 prior incidents with the Department of Player Safety, like including suspensions and fines before this. 8 since 2017, by the way, is when the first one, at least from this article, has been tracked. September 22nd, 2017, which I believe was his first incident. But
really unfortunate.
That's 8 in fucking. We're talking about a 5-year period, like what, 4-year period? Yeah, 4-year period.
Yeah,
8. That's 2 incidents.
4-year period with 2 shortened seasons.
Yeah. That's 2 incidents a year that he's at least had a fine, not including like other hearings. That's not even including other hearings that he's had. It's literally just here's the times that he's.
It's ones that have gotten results.
It's insane, and he got a $5,000 fine for that.
It's really unfortunate because he's a really good hockey player.
It's like
he is actually a really good hockey player.
Like, but here's the thing: is he like? He can say he's going to turn it around all he wants, but until he actually gets punished for his actions, that's not going to happen. Like Todd Bertuzzi, I'm pretty sure, and I'm trying to look it up right now, and Google sucks. I don't believe Todd Bertuzzi was suspended again after the Seymour incident. I think that was his final suspension. I believe, like from memory. Again, I can't actually look. Like there was incidents before that I can find, but I can't find anything post that incident, and that's probably because he got like 40 fucking games. Like he's like, holy shit, I can't do shit like this. And there might have been a couple of, like, I don't know, I might be missing some stuff, but there wasn't any, like, big incidents that I can remember with Todd Bertuzzi since that moment. And he did turn his career around. He ended up winning a cup with the Red Wings and having a pretty decently long career. Like, so, like, I fully believe if the NHL was like, yeah, we're going to suspend you for the rest of the season, for the playoffs, and then, like, 20 games next season, Tom Wilson would come back and be like, yeah, holy shit, I can't have this happen again, or else I'm going to be out of the league. Like, that's what we need.
Yep.
That's what we need. Like, I fully believe he can turn things around, but there has to be, like, you can't just keep it. It's like in any situation. It's like parenting 101. If your kid keeps misbehaving and you just don't punish them, and you're just like, oh, just don't do that next time, they're gonna keep fucking doing it because there's no repercussions. Like, you can say whatever you want, but you have to eventually crack down on this kind of shit. And like, I know the NFL has their own suspension issues, but like if you look at the incident like with Myles Garrett a couple years ago when he like ripped I think it was Mason Rudolph, the Steelers' helmet off and like whacked him in the back.
Yeah,
it killed him. The NFL is like, yeah, fuck you, you're out for the rest of the season. And there hasn't been an issue with Myles Garrett since, and he's a really fucking good player. But they came out right away and they're like, yeah, no, that's bullshit. You almost killed him. Like, we don't care what happened before that. You can't be doing that. Like, that's an assault, and good for them. And like, yeah, obviously not every league's perfect, but like, it seems like the NHL is the only league who's consistently in the news for bullshit non-suspensions on shit like this, and it's pretty well universally agreed upon, unless you're like a former enforcer, not named John Scott, who came out today and had a really good statement. And like, hell, put John Scott as the fucking director of player safety if you want to have somebody who's an enforcer. Like, that was a fantastic statement that he put out earlier today. But like, no other league has this many issues with player safety than the NHL. It's wild, and nobody seems to care.
Rhetoric. And like the rhetoric from the head of the league trying to crack down on player safety and then just letting this happen is ridiculous.
It should have started with suspending McDavid for a game. That's where this whole bullshit should have started. It should have been after he, I think it was Kotkaniemi that he elbowed in the head. Like that, he should have give McDavid a game for that. It wouldn't have affected anything, like standings wise, but it would have sent a message to the NHL, and they didn't. And they didn't get, like, it's open season now. Like, what's stopping somebody next game from doing this to Tom Wilson? What's stopping the Rangers from going out and fucking bringing back Sean Avery and getting him just to beat the shit out of Tom Wilson next game? Like,
I mean,
there's nothing. Like, there's nobody's gonna do anything about it. Like, it's insane.
And because he didn't get punished, all those Ranger fans want to see that happen.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I don't
A
blame
majority
them.
of the league, of the league wants to see Tom Wilson get his shit beat.
Well, yeah, of course.
It's like the Astros in baseball. Like,
yeah, no, it's
Manfred
exactly.
didn't give them a punishment,
and they're still beating players.
They deliberately cheated. And what's funny is like the fan bases are the same thing. Like, the Astro fans are the only ones in the league that are trying to say that they didn't cheat. Still, after 4 years or whatever,
yeah, and multiple players,
they're still trying to say that they didn't cheat. Yeah, and then like Capitals fans are like the only ones defending this hit. And, like, Tom Wilson got off scot-free just like the Astros did, and now people are gonna they're gonna throw trash cans on the field, for example. Or inflatable trash cans, I should say. They're gonna throw. They're gonna boo them. They're gonna chant asshole. They're gonna tell them that they're cheaters. They're gonna
I would definitely chant things at Tom Wilson every time he touched the puck if I was a Ranger fan.
Oh yeah,
well, 100%. From the I can't remember which pitcher it was from the Dodgers that hit multiple Astros players. Like, he got a bigger punishment from the MLB than the Astros did.
Joe Kelly.
Kelly, yeah. It's insane. It's like,
what did he do?
He started beating Astros. He hit like 4 Astros players during a game. It was hilarious. And then
threw behind like one of them, and then he hit 2 others or something like that. And then he got thrown out of the game, or I don't know if he got thrown out, but he got like suspended multiple games.
Yeah,
and which was more than any Astros player got.
That's still great. That's pretty funny.
It was really funny. It's the exact same thing. Like, somebody's gonna go after Tom Wilson in one of these last 5 or 6 games that the Capitals have, and they're gonna get a suspension for it. I guarantee you, like 100%. It's gonna be some random fourth liner on it's gonna be like Leo Komarov. It's gonna just absolutely just ruin like Tom Wilson's life, and he's gonna get he's gonna like 10 games for it, like 100%. And it's gonna be hilarious. It's like nobody gives a shit.
Do they play the Rangers again?
Do they?
Do.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Do. They play them tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh God.
Shit.
Oh God.
The NHL couldn't have Jesus Christ. The NHL's so dumb. Like, they couldn't have at
New
least
York,
held
by
off
the
the
way.
call. They could have just been like, yeah, we're just gonna like hold him off the game for like a couple days here until we make a decision. Like, they couldn't have just sat him until
Things
they're
are
done
gonna
playing
go
the
down
Rangers.
tomorrow. It's gonna go down tomorrow.
NHL's
Then.
no self-aware. Like, we've talked about the NHL scheduling bullshit like multiple times.
This last weekend too, it was terrible.
It's so fucking dumb.
He had 15 games in one day, and then 1 the next day.
And then have a bunch Monday too.
This league, man, I love it. Like,
Who I'd love to
NHL's
see
great.
beat the hell out of Tom Wilson.
See what?
I would love to see Jared Tenorti take a run at him.
I looked up videos of on YouTube of him getting destroyed.
You should
Just to
There's,
satisfy.
compilations of it.
You know what? Now that I bring up a former Pred, Laviolette, like his statement about the hit and the play and his unwillingness to say that he's going to make Tom Wilson change at all makes me so glad that guy's gone. Like literally so happy that he's gone.
But I mean, like,
you have to defend your player.
Yeah, like, I don't
come on.
It's not on Peter Laviolette to discipline that. I think. Like, I think
I disagree.
He might do something internally. Like, we don't know what it's gonna be. I don't know. I don't think him calling out the player in the media is necessarily the right message to send to the team. So I can kind of understand that, but like, it's the fucking NHL's job to discipline the player. Like, really, like, I'm not gonna hang this on Peter Laviolette. Although, yeah, I don't think his statement.
I'm just saying that I think it's extremely important that a guy like Laviolette, who has his pedigree, say to Tom Wilson, dude, you need to stop, or because I mean, he's a vital player to the Capitals, and I don't think if I'm Peter Laviolette, I'd want Tom Wilson going around throwing people to the ground and getting suspended.
If he's not gonna get suspended,
in the future.
That's the thing.
Oh, I know. I'm saying in the future,
if he does this again. It's okay. No, he'll be fine.
Like, still, like, even just in general, like, he's been suspended once already this year. If he's gonna go around doing this crap, then yeah, I'm gonna talk to him. Like, I just can't. I know a guy, John Tortorella. I think Tortorella would talk to him, and I think that's exactly
Tortorella would.
That's exactly what
the
team
on the other team
or the Wilson needs.
I mean, Tortorella
I don't think
it's
his
room
job.
if he was
he did against the Flames. That was funny.
No, I agree with what you're saying, but like,
I don't think it's his job, but I think he needs to.
No, I think if it was like a less experienced coach, I can understand more him not saying anything. But I do agree that somebody that's been around the league for like 20 plus years should
probably
at least should at least like have handled the situation a bit better. I can get behind that. I actually can't believe they play the Rangers tomorrow. That's fucking insane.
That's great. I saw something.
Yeah, they got the Rangers.
I saw something on.
Got the Rangers once.
On YouTube at CBC Sports, posted like 9 controversial Tom Wilson hits in 90 seconds.
9.
8 hours ago.
It's 9.
Like that's just the timing.
It's hilarious. Like,
why would they post that?
Yeah, but why? Like, this one, I was like, even if the NHL wasn't gonna suspend him, right? Like, don't make him fucking play tomorrow against the Rangers. That's
yeah,
insane.
he's gonna.
That's so dumb.
I wonder what's gonna happen though.
You know what's gonna happen? People are gonna get hurt, and it's not gonna be Tom Wilson.
Absolutely. Somebody's season is gonna be over after tomorrow.
Yeah,
100%.
It's gonna be a star player too.
Yeah, fuck.
Like,
maybe.
It's gonna be a big
no, but
name.
Here's a question for you. What's stopping Chris Kreider from running Ovechkin tomorrow?
Nothing. Chris Kreider will run him like Carey Price in the playoffs.
Yeah, why not?
I would.
Why not? You went after our star player. Why not?
Yeah.
And this is the rabbit hole the
not
NHL
really
has created.
star anymore.
Well, he's the face of the Capitals.
I know what you're saying.
Like, why not? And I get that there might be more respect around the league for Ovechkin. I don't give a shit. I don't think Chris Kreider cares.
Why is respect different from Ovechkin?
The Rangers are gonna miss the playoffs anyway, and the NHL. I guarantee you, the NHL is not gonna fucking suspend him into next season. So why not? Just run Ovechkin, end his season, and you get the rest of the year off.
Yeah,
at the most. Hell, you might not even. You might get to play the next game. Like,
yeah, you probably will.
It's insane, and that's the rabbit hole the NHL has created now. Because if
there's gonna be. Like, shit's going to go down tomorrow.
Oh,
like,
it's insane.
There's nothing that they... Like, if they would have suspended him today, I think the game would have been a lot less... Like, tomorrow will be a lot less, I guess, aggressive.
Yeah, there would have been no problems. If the NHL came out and was like, yeah, we're suspending Tom Wilson for the rest of the season and the playoffs, nobody would...
Maybe it would be like a little...
Cool.
It'd probably be a little chippy.
Sure.
But, like, it wouldn't be what's going to happen tomorrow where Tom Wilson's going to get hit and he's going to hit other people. It's going to be crazy.
I think the one thing that would stop somebody from running Alex Ovechkin is I don't think he's going to play tomorrow. Yeah. He didn't play.
He played.
He left after 39 seconds.
Ovechkin's a big guy. You're not going to run Ovechkin.
That's fair. But like the point though is this that like it's stopping somebody else.
Somebody that's going to get run on the Capitals, and then people are going to get angry, even though.
And then they're probably going to get suspended. I bet.
Oh,
it's just something the NHL will do.
Oh, 100%. Fucking league, man. So I talking about like just outside perspective on the league. I guess we can kind of. This is a terrible transition. We can transition to the TNT deal.
One good thing the league has done recently.
So the NHL signed their deal with TNT, which I think was $1.3 billion over 7 years.
Yeah.
Which is great for a couple of reasons. Number one, that's literally more than NBC played for both the A and B packages last time. Also, this deal is 7 years, not 10, and they're on more than one channel now in the U.S., which is huge because literally every other sports league in North America realized that being on one sports channel was a terrible decision. So good.
So the NBC app sucks ass.
Yeah, NBC also is terrible. A lot of people looked at this and they're like, "Oh my god, now we're gonna get like the TNT basketball panel. It's gonna be great, and everybody's gonna love hockey."
Dude, I would love Charles Barkley on a hockey panel. Oh my god,
that'd be fun. But I think
him in Nashville for the 2017 finals was absolutely hilarious, and him saying that he loved hockey probably more than the basketball, which he's paid to cover.
Yeah, that was
is
great.
Just like an all-time great moment.
My big thing with that, and I think like ESPN needs to kind of grasp this too. First of all, they have to learn from NBC's mistakes, because NBC had this weird thing where they just wanted everybody to be fucking boring as shit on TV, and be super bland and not appeal to anybody. And TNT and ESPN both need to realize that they need to market to the people who are already watching the games. They need to market to the fans that they know they're going to get. And that's something NBC didn't do. They tried to market to everybody else, and they didn't increase their viewership at all, actually. If you look through from 2010 to 2020, their viewership was like almost identical. And that's because they didn't like actually sell anything. And obviously a big part of that is going to be getting a great panel like the TNT crew had. We can talk about how great Charles Barkley, and I would love to see Charles Barkley cover the NHL, but you have to put like everybody else around that panel. You have to get like two other guys who work really well together. Like Shaq and Kenny are huge on making that broadcast work, and they all seem to actually be friends, which is something that I don't think any other NHL panel besides the TSN one has actually like done successfully, where like everybody seems to like each other and like being there. Every other broadcast besides that they just don't want to be there at all. They hate each other. And that relationship on TNT is fantastic, and I really hope that they find a way to make that work in hockey, because I think that'd be really, really cool. Because like that TNT panel is basketball. Like when you think about basketball broadcasts, that's the first thing you think about. And that would be really cool to get that in the NHL. And we haven't really had that for a while. Maybe since Outside Coach's Corner, I think was the only broadcast panel that, even if you call that a panel, but thing that came close. And they have to get that kind of energy for broadcasts. And it's going to be hard to do. And we're going to have to get used to different combinations and stuff from TNT and ESPN. But hopefully, if something doesn't work, they're able to get off of it right away. And if something does, they keep everything around. But I have high hopes for both. I guess Jeff's the American here, so he's the one who actually gives a shit about all this. What did you think about the TNT deal?
Yeah, I don't think, obviously I don't think Charles Barkley is going to come and be an NHL panelist, but I hope that at least one, maybe ESPN, because I think they'd be the more like analysis related broadcast, like because they're the A package, and ESPN, I mean TNT's known for their fun, like they've got like Shaq and a Fool for the NBA, like that's a viral thing.
Oh my God, could you imagine that for the NHL? That'd be great. And like players just hating him, like you have like JaVale the JaVale McGee of the NHL just absolutely hating fucking, like that'd be great. Like that would be so good. Just Twitter beefs with like I can't even think about who the NHL could have on that. Like Subban, once he retires, could do that. I don't know. Like whatever.
Yeah, like they need to have guys that are just fun. Like they're fun to watch. Like NBC, as much as I love guys like Patrick Sharp, like I really hope ESPN picks up Patrick Sharp. Like I am praying that ESPN picks him up because he is such a good analyst. I love what he brings to intermission analyzations and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't even know if that's a word, but like just like he's a really smart person. But I don't think he's suited for the fun aspect of broadcasting, which is not a shot to him. It's just like I don't think Patrick Sharp can be the Shaq or the Charles Barkley. I just don't. But I mean, I think they need to have one broadcast where it's like ESPN, it's more analysis related, and then TNT where it's just fun. It's not even like going into details about the game. You just want to attract new people, and the way you can do that is to make hockey fun. And it's as much as I think hockey's fun, people don't view it like that. People aren't in it for, like, casual fans that I've met and that I've seen around the arenas. They're not in it for the strategies and the game, like just the game in general. They're not there for breakouts, the possession entries, the shots from the points, the systems, none of that. They're there for the fights. They're there for the hits. They're there for the things that make the crowd erupt, and that is what a channel like the NBA on TNT can do if that was like translated to the NHL. That I think that would be really, really beneficial to the NHL if they can get the right guys. I think it's going to be really hard because the NHL has a stigma around it.
Everybody's fucking
You've
boring.
seen it with players.
Honestly.
They're just so, I got to get pucks deep. Oh my God, forecheck. Oh my God. Like, it's just so repetitive. Like, nobody cares. We get it. You got to get pucks deep. You got to crash the net. You got to, do all that stuff. Like, I don't even spend time watching, like, intermission interviews anymore because they provide me nothing.
It's so boring.
The
only person I listen to is Kevin Bieksa. He's the only person I listen to.
Kevin
Bieksa
is
really
good. Yeah, he's really good on TV.
Yeah, so I felt, I'm just gonna like say this. I really felt bad for Jeremy Roenick because as much as he's a moderately funny guy, but like it was just forced into that role.
Oh yeah,
like
no, he's terribly utilized.
It just was like it wasn't even funny. It was just like at the end, it was just so cringe. Like it wasn't even like, I get it. I know what you're trying to do. Like, ugh, like it was just so like at the beginning it was like it was kind of hilarious, but it just got weird. Like it was just like you're trying way too hard to make this funny. And that was kind of the whole NBCSN thing for me was you're trying way too hard and it's just pushing people away. Like there are some guys that I'd keep like Anson Carter and Patrick Sharp, like I said, but you need to find new guys. Get rid of Pierre. Thank God you got rid of Milbury. Like, it's just it needs to like. There are maybe 3 or 4 guys I'd keep around, and the rest need to go.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about at least from like I didn't like. Up here in Canada, we don't get a ton of NBC coverage. We get like the one national broadcast a week or whatever, and that's about it. Obviously, if you have like NHL Live or whatever, you can watch whatever. You can watch anything, but just in general. And I feel like a big part of the issue with the NHL isn't just like the marketing, which obviously is like the NHL sucks at marketing, but it's also just like, and I know they talked about this a little bit on Puck Soup this week, or I guess last week, where like an NHL like 2-1 slugfest kind of game, you'll go to the post game interviews and both coaches will be like, yeah, that's exactly how I wanted to play this game. It was just like good hard defensive, like just not allowing any chances kind of game, and we just didn't get the one bounce at the end, and that's why we lost. Like if you watch like the NFL and a game goes 9-6, both coaches are gonna be like, yeah, we played like shit, but we're glad we pulled out the win here. Like the NHL's defensive first mindset is really not going to attract a ton of people because you can get a really good like 5-4 hockey game that's super entertaining and that will hook a fan for life. But these like 1-0, 2-1 New York Islanders like Devils slugfest.
No one wants to watch the
Nobody's
Islanders.
going to watch that. And the NHL doesn't have a Kyle Shanahan or a I can't think of any other like Sean McVay, like just an offensive first coach. There's no young like up and coming guy who you look at and is like, yeah, he has a very good like, because even in football, like you have defensive first coaches, you have offensive first coaches, you have different styles. In hockey, it's literally, yeah, we're just going to suppress everybody's chances and we're going to win this game 2-1, and that's going to be it. Like, and I don't know how to change that, but I think that's the biggest issue in bringing in new fans, because you can market, you can have Stephen A. Smith talk about hockey all he wants, which is, I really hope that happens because that would be great. But if a person turns on the game and it's the Islanders and Devils and it's 1-0 in the third period and each team has 18 shots and it's terrible, that person's going to turn that game off and never watch another hockey game again. And I don't know how to change. I don't know how to fix that without drastically altering the rules, but that's the biggest issue for hockey at this point, in my opinion.
Jack, you got anything?
No, I got nothing.
I guess one of the things that's been brought up in a couple circles is like just for crazy rule changes the NHL could do. Obviously, have the net thing. I mean, Ken Dryden wrote a really good piece on that. a while back on why they should increase the net sizes, which I'm kind of for. But I think in like 10 years we're going to end up in the same situation anyway because goalies are going to adapt and it's going to not solve the problem. But one of the very interesting things, and like old time hockey fans are going to turn this off right now, is the making regular regulation hockey 4-on-4 and not 5-on-5, and just opening the game. And as much as that comes as a shock to people, and this is something I've been thinking about because I've seen this has been a take that's been going around for a while. But like, how exciting is 3-on-3 overtime? Like, it's great. I think 3-on-3 overtime is like, if I'm going to introduce somebody to the NHL, the first thing I'm going to show them is like a 3-on-3 overtime period from like 2 years ago before everybody just became a possession monster, and now 3-on-3 overtime kind of sucks. But it's great because there's so much open ice, and making a full game 4-on-4 instead of 5-on-5 would increase scoring. It would increase chances. It would increase odd man rushes. Everything good about the NHL and fun for a casual audience would go up substantially. And if the NHL is going to be about marketing and going to be about creating a more exciting game and a fast-paced game, there really isn't another rule that I can see change besides they got rid of the 2-line pass rule, thank God. Well, I think that's not a rule anymore, is it? The 2-line pass?
No.
Yeah, they got rid of that. But unless you're going to get rid of icings and offsides, I think the only other thing that would drastically increase scoring immediately would be a change to the amount of men on the ice, which, again, will never happen. But I think that would really help with this whole marketing thing, if that's the main goal here of the NHL. It'll never happen.
I guess my thing. Yeah, I mean, I guess my thing with that would be, I mean, you watch overtime, and it's as exciting as it can be. There's a lot of just bring it in the zone, and then we're going to pass it a couple times. Then if we don't get what we want, we're going to bring it back out. And then we're going to do it again, and then we're going to do it again, and then it's just kind of repetitive, and it's like the Predators' overtime before the Yossi goal against Columbus the other night was just like, for the most part, it was so like boring. Like, because if you think about it, like, regular NHL games aren't going to be sudden death. So, I guess one of the things about 3-on-3 overtime is that somebody is either going to score or like the game is going to end soon, no matter what. But if you give guys more space, they're going to be more possession oriented, and they're going to wait for the perfect opportunity, which I think does inevitably slow the game down as much as it might speed the game up. At some points, it also might slow it down for the majority, which I guess would be my thought process behind it. I don't think it's necessarily like a bad idea. I think it's one where you have to like measure the pros and cons. It's just, I don't know. It's an interesting thought, but like obviously it won't.
It'll never happen. It's never gonna happen. But like I think the way, especially like with 3-on-3 overtime, with the whole like possession thing. Now imagine 3-on-3 overtime, right? And you're the Edmonton Oilers, but you can ice the puck whenever. Right? Like the strategy from the Oilers then, at least if that was something that I would try, is, hey, we have the puck in our own zone and we have the fastest player in the world. There's no offsides and there's no icings. We're just going to fire this puck down, and Connor McDavid's going to be faster than everybody. Get to it, and then like it'll be a 1-on-2 against like the Blue Jackets defense, and he's going to win that battle and score. Like there's ways to make hockey more fun. And I understand why icing and offsides are rules. Like I totally understand it, but I think the NHL would be a more fun league if offsides weren't a thing. Maybe not icings, but I think if you just got rid of the offside, like just imagine like teams in a good defensive system would run 5-on-4 defense. If they have a great power play, like I'd risk that and just leave like Patrick Kane at center ice and just let him go. Like like there's ways that the NHL could fix these things. And again, there is cons to these, obviously, but if the NHL really cares about bringing in fans, letting Patrick Kane just hang out in the offensive zone for his entire shift would be really entertaining, because he's not going to do anything on the defensive side anyway. So why, every Chicago Blackhawks fan will tell you, we're not paying him to play defense. So just don't let him. Just let him hang out in the offensive zone and let the defense play 5-on-4 like they would anyway. And then just fire the puck down and let him just get it and fucking be Patrick Kane. I think there's a lot of really interesting things that the NHL will never try because they're not the NBA and they're not willing to try things. But like the NBA, like when their league was getting stale, they introduced a new way to score. They literally added a line to the floor and was like, yeah, if you shoot from here, you'll get 3 points. And now that's like the biggest thing, and it's super fun. And like the NHL needs to find a way to like get that kind of energy into their games. And I don't know how else to do it without getting rid of one of those fundamental rules. And I think getting rid of offsides is probably the most likely of the three. And I think it would help with scoring. Like, I really do. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on that. So I guess we can transition over to our game for this week. There was a lot of clamoring for people liking the quizzes as well as the draft. So we're gonna keep a combination of both going here because they're both fun. So this week we have a game, and it's called the sixth degree of Kevin Bacon. Is the name of this game.
Oh god.
So there's this weird thing, and I just stumbled upon, like, apparently this has been a thing for a while, but I just stumbled upon this like a month ago, and I've had this game kind of in the back of my head. But there's this thing in Hollywood where you can take any actor or actress and link them to a Kevin Bacon movie within 6 people. So it's like actor A was in a movie with actor B, and actor B was in a movie with Kevin Bacon, that kind of thing. So you can go through 6 people, and you can link anybody in Hollywood to a Kevin Bacon movie. So that has nothing to do with the game itself. That's just the title, because it does have to do with Kevin Bacon. But so what I did is I have 10 players here. Well, 11, but it's tiebreaker. And you have to decide whether or not the person I name was somebody who starred in a Kevin Bacon movie or was a 6th round NHL draft pick.
Oh my god.
Oh boy!
So I'll give you the name and then the year of either the release day of the movie or the draft that they were taken in, which isn't going to help you at all because I made sure specifically that every draft was like around the same time as all the movies that I have. So, but either way, maybe you guys know the deep 6th round. I think like one of the 6th round picks that I have here actually played in the NHL too, so it's not even going to help you.
Of course.
So I wasn't about to put like I don't know, I can't even think of like any. I guess Pavel Bure was a 6th round pick, wasn't he? So
I don't know.
I'm not gonna throw that. I think I saw. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so how this will work is I guess I'll let you both of you guess for each one, so you guys can agree or disagree, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's literally just a guess. And then whoever has, I guess we'll say whoever gets the 4 points first or the most out of 11. Will win. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So here we go. So the first name here is so the year is 1984, and the first name is Chris Penn. So is that a 6th round draft pick or a actor in a Kevin Bacon film?
I want to say it's an actor, but that's just what I'm going to go with.
Jeff?
Chris Penn.
Really...
Doesn't sound like a hockey name, so I'm going to go with an actor.
That is correct. He starred in Footloose in 1984.
There we go.
Oh!
So I guess you guys know the release dates of Kevin Bacon movies. That might help.
Yeah.
Footloose did come out.
Yeah, Okay, I know. Yeah.
All right. The next one here is 1994. Ryan Smart. 1994.
Ryan Smart?
Ryan Smart.
Oh, God.
1994.
That doesn't sound like a hockey name, but it well could be.
It's a 50-50 chance that it is, I guess.
I'll say it's a hockey name. Why not?
Jeff?
I hate this because like I keep thinking of the basketball player Marcus Smart for whatever reason.
It's not.
Yes.
It's not. No relation.
It's definitely not. They're definitely not the same people. Oh God. Man, Smart. Yeah, I'll go with hockey.
That is correct. He was a sixth round pick of the New Jersey Devils in 1994.
There you go.
Yeah.
Did he ever play
No, he did not.
in the NHL?
No. I do know the one player on here who played in the NHL. Which I will
Good to know.
All right, number 3. You guys both have 2 points right now. 2004. Robert Page.
That sounds like. I don't know.
Actor or a hockey player? That's the question, I guess.
I'll wait for Jeff to decide here. See what he's gonna do.
Robert Page, 2004.
2004. Oh God. 2004. I'm trying to think of Kevin Bacon movies that came out in 2004.
Yeah, that's probably the best strategy here, honestly.
Yeah.
I guess you have to know enough Kevin Bacon movies too.
Yeah,
that'd
like
be
70
one
of
thing.
them,
So that doesn't help. It's a lot. I did pick like popular Kevin Bacon movies. I will say that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Page.
Thank you so much.
It really sounds like an actor, but I've never heard. Oh God. 2004. I guess hockey. I don't even know. I guess hockey. I guess.
Hockey.
I don't trust my.
Jack, what are you gonna go with?
Hockey.
All right, Robert Page was a 6th round draft pick of the Columbus Blue Jackets in 2004.
Oh my God.
So you guys are 3 for 3 somehow, which is wild.
We're that smart.
All right, next one. In 2011, Ray Wise.
Ray Wise. That's a name right there.
It is. Probably my favorite name on this list, to be honest with you.
I'm gonna go actor because that does not sound like a hockey name. But again, 6th round picks don't normally sound like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but I'll go actor.
I'll go with Jack too. I'll go actor.
Ray Wise in 2011 starred in X-Men First Class with Kevin Bacon.
There you go.
I didn't even know Kevin Bacon was an X-Men.
I didn't either. All right, so you guys are 4 for 4, both of you.
Oh, it's too easy.
Apparently. All right, Ed Harris, 1995.
Ed Harris. Now that sounds like an actor's name. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna go with actor.
Jeff?
Ed Harris, you said?
Ed Harris. Sounds like a running back, honestly. I had to...
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go with actor.
Actor? Yeah, he was in Apollo 13. With
because I know who that is.
There you go. Exactly. That's
I knew I recognized that name somewhere.
Yeah.
I haven't recognized a single name yet.
I know he was in The Rock.
Yes, he was. That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest name on here. Obviously, I was going to put like Kiefer Sutherland or anything because that would have been too easy. But yeah, Ed Harris, Apollo 13. So you're 5 for 5, both of you. All right, here we go.
Apollo 13 is a great movie, by the way.
Yeah, it is fantastic. Michael Dan Wagner, 1990.
Michael Dam Wagner or what? Dan?
Michael Dan Wagner.
That'd be a sick name. That'd be a sick name.
1990. So I guess the year could kind of help because you have to like figure out that like if he's an actor, he's probably like in his 40s. So you have to like you can think back to like names from like 40 years before 1990, and if he's a hockey player, it's like 10 years, like 18 years. So I guess that can kind of help. But all these names are really generic too. Like I made sure I didn't take any wild names.
What was the name again?
Michael Dan Wagner.
What hockey player has a name like that?
6th round draft pick, possibly.
Yeah.
Never played in the NHL.
Yeah, I don't know. Jeff, you go. You pick first. See what you do.
Michael Dan Wagner.
And eventually, one of you guys gonna have to pick the opposite anyway, just to try to break the tie.
Michael Dan Wagner.
Such a weird name, bro.
That's stores all 6-round picks.
Yeah, and that's really frustrating. I'll go with the trend here. I'll go with actor.
All right, Jack.
Actor, sure. Why not?
Yeah, he was in Tremors with Kevin Bacon in 1990.
I don't watch enough movies. I have no idea.
Tremors is probably his most popular horror movie, maybe. I don't know. I don't know enough Kevin Bacon history. He's been in a lot of different movies though. Like holy shit, like Footloose,
Kevin
X-Men,
Bacon,
Apollo 13, Tremors. Like that's 4 totally different genres. Like right there, it's insane. All right, number 7, Josh Reed, 1999.
Josh Reed. I'm gonna go hockey player.
Yeah, me too.
He was a 6th-round pick at the Vancouver Canucks in 1999.
You?
Pretty sure he played for the Manchester
Reed's just like it sounds
Reed,
like.
Yeah, there's no actor named Josh Reed. Come on.
That's such a boring name. No offense to him, but like that's a boring name. So.
All right. You guys are both 7 for 7 right now somehow.
Pretty impressive.
You guys should go buy lottery tickets.
Yeah, really should.
James Marshall, 1992.
James Marshall. No, that's it's an all right name, I guess.
Right.
Actor. I'll go with actor. Why not?
Jeff.
Oh boy. I'll go with actor too.
James Marshall was in A Few Good Men with Kevin Bacon.
He's in a few. Wait a minute. No, let me look this up. I've never. Wait, James Marshall.
James Marshall. I think he was one of the attorneys. I'm pretty sure.
Marshall. James Marshall.
Pretty sure. I don't know. I've only seen A Few Good Men once, so.
Oh, I know who that is. Yeah, he's the. Yeah, no, he's the one of the privates. He's Private Downey, isn't he?
That's
right. See what IMDb, the most trustworthy film website.
Oh God.
FC Loudon Downey.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Jeffrey. Movie trivia master.
It's finally coming to
There
use.
you go.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, we got 3 more left.
After watching
you guys are both at 8-8
a million times.
right now. I need to watch
We're
it again.
just that good.
It's a really good movie.
It's so good.
Yeah,
you have to watch it.
It's probably no. I've watched it once.
I've watched it multiple times. I just love it.
Yeah, people knew. I mean, I love Kiefer Sutherland, so like just anything with him is fantastic.
Jack Nicholson's in there too.
Yeah, it's a fantastic class.
God, he's so good, dude. Such a good movie.
All right. Number 9, Chris Marshall, 1987. No relation, I don't think, to James Marshall, but I thought it was funny that they both had the same last name. Chris Marshall, 1987.
I'll go actor.
I'm gonna go hockey player.
Jack.
Actor.
Here we go. This might be the winning question right here. Chris Marshall in 1987 was a 6th-round pick of the Buffalo Sabres.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right, we got 2 more left. The next one here is Mike Markovich, 1989.
Oh boy, that is a name.
That is the name. Mike Markovich. 1989.
Isn't that what year? What's his name was drafted that year? I think Bure.
Yeah, I think so.
Could be wrong, but should get that right.
I'll look it up right now. Yeah, you'd think so.
I'll go hockey player because why not?
Go opposite. I'll go actor.
First of all, Yeah, 1989, 113th overall was Pavel Bure. So yeah, that would have been the 6th round.
Deal.
Yeah, it was unreal. But anyway, yeah, Chris Marshall Mike Markovich was drafted by the Pittsburgh Penguins in 1989. Also, I think that pick was before Pavel Bure, which is hilarious. Mike Markovich, by the way, is the only player on this list to play in the NHL. I think he played like 20 games for the Penguins.
I'm an idiot. I just realized that I should have gone with Jack either way.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, you should have.
I'm a moron.
Mistake. Anyway, we're tied.
Whatever.
Come on, Jeff. You gotta be better than that.
1991, Mark Lawrence for the win. It's for the most 50-50 name on this.
Okay, I'm gonna go hockey player.
All right, so does Jeff play for the tie, or does he believe that Mark Lawrence is an actor? That's literally the question here.
Yeah, I want to play for the tie. I'll go.
Dang, you're
player.
boring, man.
Mark Lawrence was a 6th round pick by the Minnesota North Stars in 1999.
See, I would have lost if I didn't go for the ties.
So there you go.
It's because I'm a moron and didn't play it smart.
That's unfortunate, but I don't have any more questions, so that's okay. We'll take the tie because that means Jack didn't win, which is
still haven't lost
in our books. That's okay.
Still haven't lost.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This was a fun episode.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, where can they find you guys?
You guys can find me at NHL_analysis_ on Instagram, at JJMido4 on Twitter. I post a lot about the Predators there, sports in general. You may or may not like what I have to say. Too bad.
If you listen to the podcast, you probably like what he has to say.
Yeah. True.
That's fair.
And you guys, I got links in my bios on all of my social media platforms to where I write. I write with Last Word on Sports and the Hockey Writers. I also got a Substack if you guys want to check out that too. Yeah, that's all I got.
Well, my name's Jack, and you can find me Puck Analytics on Instagram.
Didn't we already establish that your name was Jack at the beginning of the episode?
It's reinforcement there.
Yeah, it's just
Okay, gotcha.
It's got to get that right into everybody's brain.
They need to know who I am. They need to know. The people need to know. They need to know the winner of all quizzes.
Not this quiz, though.
Didn't lose. Didn't lose.
You guys can find me
because I'm an idiot.
I'm plugging myself. Quiet. You guys can find me at NBA Hockey on Instagram and Nothing But Iron 1 on Twitter. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. Also, if you guys do enjoy the episodes, please be sure to share them with your friends. That does really help. We're trying to stay consistently in the top 200 hockey podcasts. We've kind of like flirting with the line the last couple weeks, which is really cool. But we want to establish ourselves as a legitimate presence and dethrone Spitting Chicklets. That's the goal.
We will.
We will eventually. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you guys like the podcast, just like have it playing on rerun while you sleep. Just turn the volume all the way down. You'll sleep better. I promise you.
Yeah. Perfect.
You will.
Don't want to listen to
guaranteed
George
to help you
talk,
sleep.
So.
Yeah. So thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week.